At this time, we need a president pro tem.
I nominate Mr. Ross.
Second.
Okay. And the following votes is Scobie is excused, Director Rundy,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Roth,
Aye, and I accept the nomination.
Director Moore is not present, Director Gray,
Aye.
and President Bradley is excused. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, thank you for the honor. We'll call this meeting to order. Let's see if I can hold on to my quorum for the next 15 minutes. Could you please call the roll?
Director Scobie is excused, Director Rundy,
Here.
Director Hayes,
Here.
Director Roth,
Here.
Director Moore is not present, Director Gray,
Here.
and President Bradley is excused. From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8617, Government and Wells Drive streetscape improvements. Preliminary approval for letting number 8606, reconstruction of taxiway Echo from taxiway Juliet to runway 30R, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Contract and bond for letting number 8609, Fairground Park Skating Rink Improvements, 3715 Natural Bridge, St. Louis, Missouri. Contract and bond for letting number 8610, replacement of airport lighting control and monitoring system, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Addendum number 1 for letting number 8614, improvements to Tower Grove Park, Task 3, reconstruction park roadways. PSA number 1188, ADA upgrades to McDonald and Windsor Parks Comfort Station. Contract amendment number 4 to contract number 64503, development, providing ongoing hosting and support services for City of St. Louis Board of Public Service website. From the President, Director of Streets. Joint recommendation that permit for Gerhardt Loss, LLC, to encroach with wheelchair ramp at 17 South Vandervender be approved, subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that emergency action for state elevator code violation associated with elevator car door edge protection system be approved. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved, subject to certain conditions as follows. Union Electric Company doing business in Amarin, Missouri, construct new conduit duct banks on North Broadway and Buchanan. Union Electric Company doing business in Amarin, Missouri, installed 60 feet of 8 5-inch plastic pipe, concrete encased on East Prairie between Bulwer and Railroad right-of-way. Union Electric Company doing business in Amarin, Missouri, installed pole on Sublet south of Arsenal. Level 3 Communications LLC, Level 3 across page from the front of 5733 page. Level 3 proposes to install one buried 24 by 36 by 36 handhold to house a fiber optic splice case and terminating two 1.25-inch ID SDR11 HD PE conduit, etc. AT&T Missouri from 3 by 5 by 3 at South 5825 Grand, bore 3 fibers through a new 2 by 3 by 2 handhold at Alley and Wilmington, and ultimately to rise pole at rear 5825 South Grand from 3 by 5 by 3 handhold at South 5825 South Grand, bore 2 fibers through new 2 by 3 by 2 handhold to rise pole at 6001 South Grand. AT&T Missouri from handhold at South 5349 Thelozen, bore 2 fibers to rise pole at rear of same address. From handhold 5349 Thelozen, bore 1 fiber to rise pole at same address. From handhold at 5349 Thelozen, bore 1 fiber to rise pole at 5401 Thelozen. AT&T Missouri from handhold at 4800 Eichelberger, bore 1 fiber to rise pole at rear 4764 Eichelberger. From handhold at 4800 Eichelberger, bore 2 fibers to rise pole at 5406 Kings Highway. From handhold at 4800 Eichelberger, bore on to to new 13 by 19 by 12 inch handhold at rear of 4804 Eichelberger, etc. AT&T Missouri from handhold at south 5801 Jamison. Board 3 fibers to rise pole at the opposite side of 5801 Jamison. XT Nail Systems, Inc. Bore route of 1,371 inches from 6102 Enright to 813 Skinker. From 2 handholds will be placed. No nodes, poles, or antennas will be placed on this project. From the Director of Streets. Recommendation that permit for Second Presbyterian St. Louis to encroach with banners on 2 light poles, one in front of 4512 Westminster Place and one on Taylor between Westminster and the alley be approved subject to certain conditions. Recommendation that St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church to rescind denial and approve permit subject to conditions. The Department of Streets objects to the issuance of the permit due to planned reconstruction. The work will now begin after the requested dates. Therefore, the Street Department no longer objects to the issuance of this permit, subject to attached conditions. From the Director of Public Safety. Recommendation that 14 festival zones be approved, subject to certain conditions as follows. Temple Church of Christ, July 23, 2016, Dayton and Elliott to Leffingwell, and Leffingwell to Dayton to Gamble. Mothers Against Killing March, July 30th, 2016, Grand and Kasuth, North on Grand to West Florissant, West on West Florissant to O'Fallon Park for festival. Buttons and Bows, July 30th, 2016, Terry between Union and Abner. People's Clinic, July 30th, 2016, at Cabanne Way from Enright to Delmar, and Alley from Goodfellow to Delmar. St. Louis Dream Center, August 6, 2016, at Margaretta, from Newstead to Clarence, Clarence to Margaretta to San Francisco, San Francisco from Clarence to Newstead. Open Highway Music Festival, August 7, 2016, at Limb between President and Cherokee for final day of a 5-day